Hey guys, Shane here with One Shift at a Time. How you doing? I'm doing good. I want to thank everyone. We hit that 100 subscriber milestone. I didn't think I'd get there, but thanks to all your help, we did it. So I really appreciate that. Thanks again. So today we're going to do a video. We're going to do the tier maker, and we're going to do a way too early season prediction. We're going to do this thing in order of alphabetical by city. So that is why they are where they are. So let's go through the different tiers. We got cup contenders. So those are teams that I think are going to make the cup final and have a good chance of winning the whole darn thing. Playoff bound. These are teams that I am almost positive are going to make the playoffs. They're going to be playing, but not quite as powerful as the first tier. Bubble teams, those are the bottom teams that are going to make the playoffs and the teams that are just going to make the cut, unfortunately for them. Not your year. Those are the mid teams in the bottom. Your 20 to 26th place kind of not doing great. Not even really in the fight at the end, but not at the bottom of the league. And then suck hard for Bedard. We got Bedard as most people's pick for first overall coming up in the next draft there. So suck hard for Bedard, come in last place and get a good chance of drafting him. So let us start with Anaheim. We're going to go with not this year, because they do have some young, upcoming talent, but I don't think they've done enough. They're definitely, I don't even think, a bubble team. I don't know why they didn't pick up Sonny Milano. That one was really crazy that they haven't re-signed him yet. Arizona Coyotes. We all know they're not going to do anything this year. Man, they're going to be in that 5,000 seat stadium. Wouldn't it be hilarious, Mighty Ducks style story if they did make a huge comeback? Playoff bound, I think the Boston Bruins are still going to make the playoffs. I don't think they make any noise in the playoffs, but they did manage to re-sign a lot of their major players. I think they have one last kick of the can left in them before the rebuild goes, so we'll see how that goes. Cup contender, Carolina Hurricanes. I mean, they've won their division the last 2 seasons in a row. They just really poured it on this year. Won the did they win the? Now I'm curious. I think they won the President's Trophy. I'm going to have to double check out that one. It's been a while. Only 35 days till this season starts, though, and we're in the same month as preseason, so let's get it going here. Chicago is definitely going for Bedard there. They have been shipping out all their major pieces. They're looking at moving Kane as well. If Kane goes, then that's everything. But I think Kane wants too much. Or more that Chicago wants too much. They don't want to give up Kane unless they're getting some serious pieces in return. So I don't know that he's going to be moving to series. All right, defending Stanley Cup champions. They're going to be cup contenders. They lost Kadri, but a lot of the other team players have re-signed. Makar's young. McKinnon's not going anywhere. That's going to be a team that's going to be in contentions for a while. We got the Columbus Blue Jackets now. Obviously, they got Gaudreau in the offseason. Is that enough to push them from a really bad team to a playoff-bound team for sure? No. But I think they might have a chance of making the playoffs. They're going to be in the bubble team again. Hey, they could prove me wrong. Maybe Laine and Gaudreau are just absolute magic together. The Dallas Stars, another bubble team. The last couple seasons, I mean, they made it to the Stanley Cup Final just 2 seasons ago. So they have a solid core and a good group of guys. If Ottinger can play the way he did in the first round against the Flames, man, oh jeez, that was a goalie. Okay, then we got the Detroit Red Wings. We're going to throw them in the bubble team. Honestly, I've seen some good improvements in Detroit. They've sucked for a couple of years now. They were on, I think it was like a 20-year streak of making the playoffs every year, and now they're on a streak the other way. I don't know how long it is, but they haven't made the playoffs in quite a while too. So I think this might be the year. Might be the year they prove me wrong too. Florida. Let's go playoff team. I think that last year proved me wrong. I thought they may have been a cup contender. I think they just don't quite have the pieces yet. We'll see. Maybe Kachuk was that piece, but I think Huberdeau is a bigger loss for them. So, playoff bound. That's where we're going. Edmonton Oilers, cup contender. I think they were a cup contender this year. They just got steamrolled by a much better Colorado Avalanche. This team. They just played some superior hockey throughout the whole playoffs. Even the Tampa Bay Lightning had trouble keeping up with them. So, again, I think they can run it right back. Campbell in net there, I think that could be, that's definitely a big improvement in net. So, they got to re-sign all their players. So, it's looking like a lot of the same team. I think they're going to do very well. All right. Let's see. Islanders. Let's go not this year with the Islanders. I can't see them making it. They fired their coach there, and I see them. They were doing so well for so many years. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals 3 years in a row, and then there was a massive drop off last year. And I just don't see that they made any changes that's going to change what happened last year. So I don't think they're making the playoffs this year. The LA Kings, they're going to be up onto a bubble team. I think there's a bit of a bounce back in LA this year. This could be another one where I get wrong, but that's why we do these super early predictions, so that we can see if we're right or wrong at the end of the season. So yeah, I think LA is going to have a bounce back season. Let's see. Playoff bound, I'm going to give the Minnesota Wild the nod that they're going to get back in the playoffs there. They have a very decent team. I think they've picked up some good goaltending now. I think they can really get a good run. They had a good run going at the end of the season. It just got cut a little short, or that they started the comeback a little late. So I'd like to see them do well. Montreal Canadiens, I didn't see them improving themselves enough. I mean, they did get that draft pick, but I don't think Shane Wright's going to be or they didn't take Shane Wright. That was the big thing. I don't think their first round pick is going to help them enough this season, but they could actually get Bedard and then be in with a double. So we're going to go bubble team, Nashville Predators. Try and go through some of these teams a little quicker. Again, they seem like a decent enough team. They had a good season this year. I think they can run it back. I think the Devils have also improved. That they may be a bubble team that still misses the playoffs, but I think they are going to be a little bit more in contention than they have been in the last couple of seasons for sure, where they have absolutely not been in it. New York Rangers, yeah, they're going to be cup contenders too. Again, another team that very easily could have made the Stanley Cup Finals if it wasn't for a super powerful Tampa Bay Lightning team that was just, they were going for it this year. So there was no stopping it. This one's a difficult one, Ottawa, because Ottawa has made some amazing improvement. I think I'm going to put them bubble. They didn't do quite enough to get playoff bound, but they have really put a lot of pieces together this year. They are making a big effort, and I'm going to applaud them for that, and I'm going to give them bubble team for that. Philadelphia Flyers, I'm sorry. So I think the misery is going to continue for the Flyers. They had a horrible season last year, and they didn't do anything in the offseason at all. So I think it's going to stay the exact same, maybe even worse. Maybe they get a Bedard, but we'll keep it there for now. Another bubble team, we got the same crew in Pittsburgh, and it's always a dangerous crew, so let's see what they can do. The Sharks. I think it's still not their year. They're just, again, I sound like a broken record, but they didn't do anything in the offseason to really improve their team. They didn't have a very good team last year. I don't see it turning around. Let's go Seattle Kraken. I think they're going to have a much better year this year. It's still not going to be their year because they had such a horrible season last year. But I think you're going to see some positive strides this year as they start to gel, get some cohesiveness, and get together as a group. I think St. Louis Blues are definitely a playoff team. They're going to be right back there. They did have some nasty injuries in the playoffs that really hurt them. Goaltending is huge, and when your goaltender goes down, that is going to hurt you. Tampa Bay Lightning, 4 years in a row, they're going to be cup contenders. There's no doubt about that. I don't even think I need to say why. They've been to the Stanley Cup Final 3 years in a row, and that's why they are a playoff bound team, or a Stanley Cup contender. Playoff bound as well, we've got the Toronto Maple Leafs. They got a little worse in goaltending, I think, but other than that, kept the team together. They're looking good. They're going to have to get past that first round eventually. Otherwise, the joke is going to get hard, or going to get old fast. It probably is old for Leaf fans. The Vancouver Canucks, I think they're a bubble team and may even edge up towards playoff bound. The way they played under Bruce Boudreau at the end of the year was absolutely insane. They would have been one of the better teams in the league if you just take their record from when he took over. They really had a horrible record to start the season, and it was just too much to overcome. So I think the Canucks are going to turn a lot of heads this year, especially if Pettersson cannot have the slow start that he had last year. Let's go bubble team. I meant to put Vegas in the bubble team. They dropped into not your. Maybe that's a sign. Maybe they should be in the not your year. But I think they are bubble. Let's see if Kessel can make a big difference there. I don't know. Bubble team again, Washington Capitals. You got Ovechkin on the team. You're always going to have a chance when you got Ovechkin. I think that's where the Crosby and Ovechkin, both in this category, I see those teams as contenders, or not necessarily contenders, but if they can make the dance, they have a chance every time because they have such awesome players like that. How did Calgary get in the alphabetically ordered right at the end with Buffalo? That's very strange. Anyway, I didn't do the order of the alphabetical. Do believe me that I know that B and C do not come after W at the end of the alphabet, but it's where it is now, so we're going hard with it. Let's see. The Winnipeg Jets, honestly, I think they're going to have a bounce-back season. I think they're going to be a bubble team. They're going to make the playoffs or just miss the playoffs this year. They're not going to be totally out of it like they were last year. So good news for Jets fans. Now, for some reason, Calgary, totally out of alphabetical order. They're a playoff-bound team. They managed to replace everyone that they lost, maybe even got a little better. We'll see. I think Kadri's a little better than Kachuk, but Gaudreau and Huberdeau, that's pretty straight trade there. I do think Huberdeau is a little bit bigger. I don't know how that'll play. Gaudreau's a little bit faster, has some slick moves. Huberdeau's got, I think, a better shot. But it's apples and oranges. They're both great players. So I think Calgary's in about the same position they were last year, except for I don't think they're as powerful as their provincial rivals, which last year I thought it was the opposite. This year, definitely, I think Edmonton's better. And we're going to go with the Sabres, and yeah, Sabres are going for Bedard. We all knew that one. I guess we just left them for last because it was the obvious one, right? That's what we did. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think, what I got totally wrong. That's what everyone loves to tell me about, is when I get them totally wrong. Thanks again for getting me to 100 subscribers. If you haven't already, please do sub, like, share this thing around, and as always, we'll see you guys in the next episode.